Hi guys, Tempest here. This time we're reviewing Format Library's Duelist Crown Tournament 12 top 4 match. I'm playing against Indicud, who's piloting Mermail, yet another good player. The tournament took place in August 2024 and had 40 registered players with a top 8 top cut. This was the first Duelist Crown I attended, and yet again I'm playing Geargia Hand. Next video will probably spice things up a bit, and I'll be reviewing me playing a different deck. Let's get to the game. Indicud starts and opened a very strong hand with Mind Control, Goons, Megalo, even Maxi, and the second normal summon will come in clutch in the next turn, which might actually be last depending on how good I draw. So here he goes +1 with Pike, adding Gunda and lead. He'll summon Megalo as well, which means he'll get to discard 1 card from our hand and will probably make a rank 7. Here he snipes an MST. Here Dracosec is probably the best card against Geargia. It's a little bit better in first turn because it can only be outed by a very specific hand that includes either 3 accelerators or make MK2 plus Arsenal and 2 accelerators. So we won't be able to out it here. He'll also set Abyss Sphere, and that's it. Okay, so here we start by summoning, of course, Arsenal. And Maxi gets dropped immediately. We could just attack the token and set both back row, hope for the best, trying to survive off of bottomless and Fiendish, and then maybe make a comeback with accelerators. We could go into armor, getting him 1 draw. The third option is making Exiton, and it seems we'll be doing just that. We'll have to use Exiton twice, but at least we'll clear this sphere. So we're -2, I guess, -1, which is the best scenario at this time. Okay, so it's not good that we had to use Exiton this early against Mermail, but yeah, not really much to do. I think it was the best play here. Yeah, we pass set 2. Before that, now one of Undines will come down. And yeah, now bottomless will be basically reserved for Tidal, so we only have Fiendish Chain left. He summons Tidal, hoping we don't have exactly bottomless, and now he'll have to pass. So it's actually not that bad, although we are -2, because he only has 4 normal summons, which we can handle each turn. Undyne can clear a Gigant, but with infantry's help, yeah, but he's actually only waiting for us to leave a main deck monster on the field, so he'll be able to make something bigger with Mind Control. So the play is back to us. We top deck Geargia Gear. We decide to push. Accelerator can at least get us to something. So a little bit of damage. We want to push him into low quality soul charge range. He top decks a lure. He could use it immediately because he already has controller, but he also could try to make Black Rose, which misses the timing of accelerator. And he does exactly that. So he could still use a lure and hope not to draw the second controller. This turn just trying to draw something useful, and he could still summon Undyne either this or the following turn and use a lure and make Black Rose play the following turn, but he chose to do it immediately. We'll have to finish this. So here actually basically every Geargia is game for us, because we make Gigant, we make Arc, and that's already enough. So we'll see what we get to draw. Okay, mind control is basically the same, so that's game one. We won it somehow. We make Gigant, and then it's probably we choose between Acid Golem or MK2 plus Accelerator off of Giano, but Golem is the better play in case something comes down, I don't know, like a Gorse, because Mermail has issues dealing with Acid Golem. Not that it matters, because it's a game. So that was game one. A very current meta opening for us with 3 hand traps, and also a bit clumsy opening for Indicud as well. He also doesn't have anything to do. We can only use our hand traps if he actually does something, but at least in first turn he won't. He could summon Tails, but it's really not worth it at this time, because he'll have to waste Gunda or Marksman. He'll most likely get his deck going after he uses Abyss Sphere, so he'll wait one turn. Yeah, it's not worth to summon Accelerator or something silly. And we also think he set 3. We don't really set MST because it's very likely he has Sphere, so we'll MST it in phase 2. We could maxi as well, get a +1 and set MST, for example, or just keep it in hand. Rather, it's better to just set it. But MST is fine. Oh, it's the better play here. See. Another dead card for Indicud, Allure of Darkness. He will probably use Tails now to at least present some board presence, try to clear our back row with Marksman. He will do just that. We should maxi here. We'll also crawl because Book doesn't do much, so at this point it's one of the worst cards to have in this situation. And we also don't have any back row, and we'll also maxi. The order doesn't really matter here, how we sequence it. We also maxi for 1 card because we have another one, and we'll have to get going pretty soon. He had Spike. It's correct to summon in Tails in defense, although summoning Pike is a bit odd. Adding Pike, this means he probably won't summon it. Okay. If you were to add Pike, I think it's best to summon Tails in attack as well then, because Geargia can't really clear both. At least you apply some pressure. If he, at least, because he didn't search Linda. If he was to search Linda, then of course Tails should be in defense. So interesting. He'll get Undyne, of course, for next turn plays. Gunda doesn't do anything. We take 1600. Yeah, here when he summoned Tails, either breakthrough skill, fiendish chain, warning would hurt him a lot, but he'll still had to use him to progress the game state. Also Undyne and Black Horn of Heaven for back row disruption. It's really good for him. Not much can play through. Here we could just pass and hope Fiendish Chain plus Book of Moon will be enough to survive Tidal and company. The main temptation actually is that Maxi would get us a couple of draws off of Tidal if he'll make a rank 7 afterwards. That would mean that we'll have to Book of Moon either Pike or Tails before he even attacks. But at this time he doesn't even have enough material to summon Tidal, sorry. So we'll still try to make a rank 4. Two options here, really. Either Karn Gorgon or Exiton once again. Exiton probably being the better one. But it will surely eat Blackhorn. Okay, now he, of course, end phase does Tornadoes, our last back row, which is the correct call. Although we did protect this back row, which means it's dear to us, but still destroying the newly set one is better. So now Undyne will surely dump Tidal. He even top deck Goons. Two more useful back rows for his allure play. And he doesn't even summon Tidal, which is interesting. Now it leaves us with our dead Maxi. Arsenal would be quite good here if we top deck it, but now we get an MST. We don't set it once again, trying to MST another Abyss Sphere because he set 2 last turn. And yeah, Pike from top deck just concludes the game. He dusts the last back row. We Maxi, but it's too late. And that's game 2. Yeah, so it really seemed like Indicud knew exactly what we had in hand, making a lot of our cards dead till it was too late. But yeah, poor opening and poor top decks for us, but they have to be present as well. Let's go to game 3. Finally, we'll start, which means a lot against Mermail. So here we have an interesting opening for us. We could make double armor and activate Macrocosmos immediately. But then Dark Hole would do a lot for Indicud. We could still use our second Soul Charge, even if he Dark Holes on the following turn. So yeah, that's probably still the best play to do here. We'll just have to decide when we want to use Macrocosmos. Also, Maxi will be dead pretty soon, but it'll either we win through macro or he'll clear it and Maxi will be useful then. So we set both to protect for possible nukes or something like Mind Control, Exiton, or Black Rose. Okay, so this is rather interesting situation to be in. When to activate Macrocosmos. You could use it immediately. But in this scenario, if we flip both armors, we probably win. If we flip one, we're also in quite a good spot, if it survives. So I think it's... if he has something like Pike, he would, of course, first summon him and add something like Marksman to remove as much of our board as possible. And then upon resolution, we could use Macro to leave him with useless Pike and Marksman, which he cannot dump. Regarding board vibes, he has neither Mind Control nor Dark Hole, so he'll start with Pike exactly. This will unfortunately clear one of our armors most likely, but still, after the resolution, at least we have a armor in grave now. And on resolution, we now Macro Cosmos. Yeah, for example, one also example, if we use Macro Cosmos immediately, and he has something like a Gen X controller, he would go for Black Rose, which really isn't good for us due to only having Breakthrough Skill and nothing stronger. So that Mind Control would then clear both armors. So that's why we waited for him to commit to at least Spike. Yeah, anyway, he destroyed this one armor, gets a +1. We get another dead Maxi. And we get to flip in. Of course, he'll have to Breakthrough skill this, at least Breakthrough gets banished. And now we play it slow with Soul Charge for 2. Okay, Torrential Tribute would be very deadly here, but we sadly cannot really play around this one card anymore. We also decide not to tin the deck anymore because every Geargia top deck is a good one at this time. We'll add Accelerator for next turn. And I think it's not necessary to get rid of this Spike with something like a Black Ship of Corn. Because even if he is to make a rank 4, like Exiton will break to skill it, and he won't be able to get rid of any of this. He could make Arc, that's true, but will still use Breakthrough skill, so it's fine just to leave it as is. So he does exactly this, tries to make a rank 4, but using via the Levier, which is even better for us, because we'll use Breakthrough skill on him. And now he's left with 2 monsters that do nothing. There is really no play that can do 7k damage here. Even if we were to play Levier or, I don't know, Photon Papilloperative. So we'll make a board that survives the most. At least another one Gigant. And we'll get to another rank 4. We have to add from deck, not because we cannot add those that get banished, of course. Here and Zen Mains is probably the best, and we do 4,600 damage. Let's see what he draws, and it's MST for his last turn. that really was a top deck. Dust Tornado would do nothing. He would just lose. So MST really came in clutch here. Infantry plus Theos. You'll get to Linde to Megalo. I mean, lead, I guess, and then a rank 7 big eye. Oh, yeah, that will be a lot, but we have Maxi to at least draw some cards. Infantry misses timing of this Gigant. Yeah, it would probably be best for us to attack before with Giano rather than summon Zen Mains before. Because Giano would still clear Abyss Spike. And in main phase 2, we would make Zen Mains in defense. But to be honest, we didn't really think that far ahead that he had exactly MST. He would top deck exactly MST and had infantry plus Theos. So I wouldn't consider that misplay. He should attack Zen Mains with Linda to not take 600 damage. This was surely a misplay because he's now getting to Big Eye, which will take Arc, which will take Zen Mains. So 600 more life points would mean one more Reborn with Soul Charge, and this might cost him the game in a couple of turns. We'll see. So that's exactly the play. Big Eye for Arc, and this doesn't get us any draws. Of this Maxi really gave us a whole lot of nothing. But the only play here is to make Acid Golem to at least get rid of Big Eye and hope for the best for the last few turns. We have 3 turns to do something with Acid Golem. These Geargia Gears are of course dead. Yeah, playing against Acid Golem, he will surely go on defense, but here's exactly what I mentioned before. He could summon 2 guys here instead of 1 to put 1 additional body. Summoning Linda means he can survive 4 attacks, but he could be surviving 5 attacks if he is to summon something else. So we got 1 draw off of Maxi. Fiendish Chain is actually quite good here, at least if he doesn't have any back row removal. Yeah, because this means we have protection from exactly our Acid Golem, so we won't die by him. We first, of course, detach. We attack now Linde because we have another debunk. If we were to top deck a Geargia, I mean a monster, and he won't top deck a monster, this Fiendish will also clear Arc and we can win then. He top decks exactly Linda, which is... yeah, it's good. Now we'll have to take 2000. We'll clear this set, which turns out to be Linda, so it'll take another debunk for sure. We have to use it. We're really struggling, and we'll have to attack as much as possible, destroy as much as possible. He could also here risk it all, summon Linda in attack, Arc in attack as well, mind control this Acid Golem and attack with both of these 2. But then a simple Fiendish would mean he lost, because we'll get Acid Golem back attack over one of these attack position guys. So for sure it was best for him to just set Linda, because he, as we said, he has 3 guys we have to kill. I mean, we have to kill them three times. Yeah, playing defensively here is the correct play. Here, since we cannot clear this arc, it's best to just... We'll have to finish this acid golem since he drew Undyne. He is probably thinking once again if it's worth to summon Undyne in attack. But he chooses to set it. Exactly drawing MK2 means we cannot special summon, so we'll have to finish. Okay, that is really good because we also drew max MST previous turn, which means we can turn off this finish chain when we want. When he will put something in attack to get rid of this rank 3 will present, and then we'll just attack with Acid Golem to deal 900 points of damage, for example. We'll try to do just that. MK2 gets us a rank 3, which will most likely be Soul of Silver Mountain, the best one. Actually could be Alucard as well, but this threatens a rank 4 play for the next turn. We don't have any accelerators, but we can still add Arsenal with armor if it survives. If this would be Linda, and it would summon a level 4, we would most likely have to MST here, this finish chain, and attack with Acid Golem as well, because we are afraid that he might make a rank 4 or even a rank 7, but we'll think of that after Soul of Silver Mountain sees what it is. It's not Linda, the third Linda, so we revive armor. He'll have to put MST. Yeah, MST does absolutely nothing here. So yeah, that's it. Armor will get us to our last Geargia in any case, which is Arsenal, and Acid Golem will attack Arc. He doesn't even set MST. In main phase we pop finish, and that's game. So a good game, a good 40 minutes game, with some back and forth. With Geargia against Mermail, you really have to take into consideration a lot of possible scenarios. I really don't think it's a bad matchup for Geargia. A lot of times they cannot effectively clear set armor, and you can sit on him for 2 or more turns. And also side deck floodgates kill the deck, such as Macro, although you must really be wary of their back row, such as Malevolent Catastrophe. All in all, I really like Geargia versus Mermail matchup when you get to play against a good player such as Indicud, and you don't get overwhelmed turn 1. That's it. So see you next time. Thanks for watching and enjoy.